Hey guys, wanted to bring another deal to your attention, see if we can talk about it. I was working on this before, and the bank it was actually acquired. The developer went bankrupt on the deal. He bought this property for significantly more and went under, and bank wanted to close on it. And I don't know what it was, 60 days or something like that. So I told them they're nuts. But anyway, they've come back and now agreed to 9 months. So which would give you substantial time to find a tenant and start the permitting process. But wanted to show it to you real quickly. Um, you see that there's like Sonics here. I mean, everybody's here. Walgreens. No idea about that one. This is Capital One, Verizon, O'Reilly's, Taco Bell, Popeyes. Anyway, so there's a lot of people here, and actually, this site you can see it's under construction now. This one got picked off over to the left of it. So this is the parcel that I'm talking about, and I did a quick analysis of it. Let me show you the broader view. I mean, obviously, it's well-populated area right off of Route 3 in Fredericksburg. But it's a great location, obviously, with this type of density. And you got good anchors here. Home Depot's not going out of business because of Amazon, either as a food store. So insulated from the Amazon risk. But so I wanted to show you a quick analysis of it. The numbers made sense when I did it before, and they make better sense now. Anyway, so I figured I'd just go through this very quickly because you get lost in the shuffle of a spreadsheet like this. So from the top down, this is how it works. The net operating income goes over to the second page or whatever. Obviously, there's not much in here at all except for accounting because it's a triple net lease. This is built so I can analyze apartment complexes as well. Net operating income, that's pretty straightforward. That's just derived from the income statement that I just showed you. And then property value. In order to do this analysis and run some numbers on this, I used a cap rate of 5.9, and that's from Net Lease Advisors. I just used the tenant next door, which is O'Reilly's. They have a 5.6% cap rate. If you get any of these national tenants, they're in that range of 5 to 6.5. So I used a 5.9%. As if we're doing this as an O'Reilly's, or it doesn't matter, Dollar General, any of those guys. But property value is about 2.7 once you divide the cap rate by the net operating income. And then the soft cost pulls from this sheet, goes over everything from land acquisition to study costs, permitting fees, bonding, all that sort of thing. Site development costs actually did takeoffs from the existing property adjoining, which is right here. This O'Reilly's is 0.75 acres, so you can use their numbers. And pretty much just did takeoffs for everything from sediment erosion controls to there's no demolition on this site, but sanitary water, stormwater management, electrical conduits, everything flat work, paving. And then the last piece of that puzzle, in order to find out the total required capital, would of course be your building costs. Since I've done these types of buildings before, I already know that they cost between $650 and $750, somewhere in that range. So that just gets the building costs. So when you do all that, it costs about 2.3 to get it off the ground, and then obviously with your net property value of 2.7, you've got about 300,000 in spread. I do think that I have a lot of fluff in here, to be honest with you. Like this site development costs. I'm going to show you something real quick. This is a Dollar General I was doing raw land. Had to take down trees, import dirt, export dirt, bioretentions, all sorts of things, right? And this guy, his all-in cost for site development was 212, and actually this solidifies the building number. He had 690, but he's got 212. I think he was probably short. When I've run the numbers, it's probably around 275, 300. But long and short of it, I think this number has some fluff in it. So I think we're really talking about 400,000 if you were to flip it. Now, another way to look at this, if you're looking for a long-term hold, there's increases in rent, which drives up the value of the property significantly in commercial real estate, which would then get us to if you have 10% increases every 5 years, which is realistic, about a 2% climb per year. In year 5, you're looking at 600,000 in equity year 10, looking at about 900,000. Now, one thing that this doesn't equate is the principal pay down, which is actually under the amortization schedule out here. And I just ran it out for 10 years. You'd have about 300K in equity at that point. So you really have in this deal about 1.2, 1.3 million if you were to hold long term for 10 years in equity. Other thing just to look at real quickly when you're looking at the sheets on the amortization schedule, you got cash flow. I did the leverage at 25%. We can play with these numbers. You can get all sorts of deals depending on who you get to finance the deal. But based on 13,500 in monthly rent, you would cash flow about 50K a year on the property, $4,000 a month, and your cash on cash returns would be about 10.5% based on the money they put into the deal. So take a look at it. I know it's a big spreadsheet, but it's the way that I analyze properties. And let me know what you think, or if you have any interest in this. And of course, there's other ones out there like the one I showed you earlier, and I actually have a couple more. So let's talk. Thanks.